Iran dares to strike.
Under the shroud of a moonless night, a B-2 Spirit, the United States Air Force's crown jewel of stealth bombers, glides silently through the skies above the Gulf of Oman. This $2 billion marvel, cloaked in the world's most advanced stealth technology, is a ghost to even the most sophisticated radar systems. But in a fleeting, heart-stopping moment, the unthinkable erupts. An Iranian air defense system, fortified with cutting-edge Russian technology, locks onto the B-2 soaring at 16 kilometers altitude. From a concealed outpost near Bandar-e-Jask, a Sayyad 4B missile screams into the night at 5 times the speed of sound, its warhead zeroed in on this pinnacle of American air power. The B-2's electronic countermeasures ignite in an instant. A torrent of flares, chaff, and electronic jamming signals erupts, transforming the Middle Eastern night into a blazing inferno of light. A mesmerizing spectacle against the vast inky darkness. But the true shockwave arrives mere hours later. In under 4 hours, the U.S. Navy and Air Force unleash a retaliation of unparalleled ferocity. A salvo of AGM-158C LRASM missiles from a Virginia-class submarine, synchronized with precision airstrikes from F-35C jets, Tomahawk missiles from a destroyer, Hellfire missiles from drones, JASSMER missiles from a B-1B Lancer, cluster bombs from FA-18E Super Hornets, and cruise missiles from a B-52H Stratofortress. This is no mere skirmish. It's a thunderous proclamation from President Donald Trump. Any nation that dares strike American assets will see its military might reduced to smoldering ruins. Did Iran anticipate the cataclysmic reckoning that would follow? Welcome to B-21 Raider, the YouTube channel where global conflicts are not just narrated but dissected with razor-sharp precision. Here the battlefield is a stage for cutting-edge technology, relentless strategy, and the raw ambition of geopolitical power. Strap in as we plunge into this electrifying saga. The B-2 Spirit, operated by the Elite 509 Bomb Wing, was executing a high-stakes deterrence mission over international waters near the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global oil trade. Its stealth coating, a triumph of engineering, absorbs radar waves, rendering it nearly invisible. The AN/APQ-181, active electronically scanned array radar, sweeps the skies with unmatched clarity, while multi-directional AN/AAQ-37 infrared sensors provide a 360-degree shield against threats. Designed to breach the world's most fortified air defenses, the B-2 embodies the zenith of 21st century American air supremacy. But at 22:53 local time, a piercing radar signal slices through the B-2's integrated warning system, shattering its cloak of invincibility. This is no stray ping. It's the fire control radar of Iran's upgraded Bavar 373 air defense system, entrenched in a fortified position near Bandar-e-Jask. A Sayyad 4B missile, a lethal evolution of Iran's arsenal, rockets skyward at Mach 5, locking onto the B-2 from 40 kilometers away. The crew has just 9 seconds to act in this life-or-death moment. The B-2's electronic warfare suite, powered by the state-of-the-art AN/AL Q249 system, springs into action. Its phased array radar scans the airspace below, pinpointing the missile's launch trajectory with surgical precision. The AN/AAQ-37 infrared sensor suite locks onto the missile's searing heat signature, tracking its deadly arc. Electronic jamming signals from the AN/ALQ B213 sever the critical link between Iran's ground radar and the missile's guidance system. Simultaneously, the AN/ALE-70 countermeasure system unleashes a cascade of flares and chaff, creating a massive electronic cloud that scrambles the Sayyad 4B's navigation. But Iran's aggression doesn't relent. Within 5 seconds, 3 more Sayyad 4B missiles, launched from 2 separate batteries near Kerman, 200 kilometers inland, weaving a deadly web of fire across the southern Gulf of Oman. The missiles close in from 25 kilometers, slashing the reaction window to a heart-stopping 7 seconds. How could the B-2, a paragon of stealth, be detected and targeted? The answer lies in Iran's alarming leap in air defense technology. The Bavar 373, far from a mere clone of Russia's S-300, integrates the Mirage 4 3D radar, capable of detecting low observable targets at altitudes exceeding 20 kilometers. Iran has woven a sophisticated network of commercial satellite data, ground-based infrared sensors, and linked radar systems to create an ambush trap. By activating their radars at a precise, unexpected moment, they captured faint reflections from the B-2's airframe, particularly as it descended slightly to monitor strategic coastal targets like missile silos and naval bases. This attack exposes a stark reality. The West's faith in stealth technology may be faltering against next-generation defenses, especially when adversaries exploit tactical windows with ruthless precision. Yet the B-2 Spirit is no easy prey. Its electronic warfare systems perform with flawless precision. The guidance signals of all 4 Sayyad 4B missiles are jammed, rendering them blind. After 7 seconds of losing their radar link, the missiles veer off course and plummet into the Gulf of Oman, their warheads detonating harmlessly in the sea. In a pulse-pounding moment, the B-2's crew executes an emergency climb, rocketing from 52,000 to 65,000 feet in under a minute, breaking the radar lock entirely. The aircraft escapes in a breathtaking display of technological supremacy, but this near catastrophe raises a chilling question. Can America's most advanced stealth platforms still guarantee absolute safety in the era of electronic warfare, or are active countermeasures now the linchpin of survival? This marks the first time Iranian forces have dared to target a B-2 Spirit, the crown jewel of strategic air power, in a live combat scenario. It's also the first time President Donald Trump has ordered a counterstrike within a mere 4 hours of an incident. Under Trump's command, the U.S. military doesn't just rely on technological superiority, it wields a doctrine of proactive deterrence. No hesitation, no mercy, and no second chances for those who cross America's red lines. Just 22 minutes after the B-2's narrow escape, an encrypted signal races from U.S. Central Command to the USS Minnesota, a Virginia-class fast-attack submarine prowling international waters near Bahrain. The order: enter free fire mode, the highest alert level, granting authority to strike without further approval. The weapon of choice is the AGM-15 8CLRASM long-range anti-ship missile, deployed for the first time in a ground attack role. This stealth missile, armed with a 450-kilogram warhead, boasts a range exceeding 900 kilometers and flies at low altitudes to evade radar detection. Originally designed to sink warships, its upgraded variant can obliterate fortified land targets with sub-meter precision, redefining the boundaries of modern warfare. Why choose LRASM over the battle-tested Tomahawk? Speed and surprise. A Tomahawk would require over 40 minutes to reach Bandar-e-Jask, allowing mobile launchers to slip away into bunkers or civilian areas. The LRASM, however, needs just 6 minutes and 42 seconds, ensuring destruction before the enemy can react. Satellite imagery from Northrop Grumman reveals the Bavar 373 launcher retreating from Bandar Ijask at 70 kilometers per hour, likely heading for an underground bunker or civilian cover. A 12-minute delay would have rendered the target untouchable. The USS Minnesota has one shot to etch its name in history. At 3:33 local time, 6 LRASMs burst from the submarine's torpedo tubes. Their agile radar-evading trajectories make them near invisible as they streak toward their targets like phantoms slicing through the night. Just 6 minutes and 42 seconds later, a monitoring station in Dubai registers the abrupt silence of the Mirage 4 radar signal. A 22-second chain of explosions captured by NGA acoustic reconnaissance satellites confirms the strike's success. The Bavar 373 launcher, 4 Mirage, 4 radar stations, and 20 operators are annihilated in a blazing inferno. But this is merely the opening salvo of America's unrelenting response. 35 minutes later, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, stationed off the Gulf of Oman, launches a massive airstrike. 12 F-35C Lightning II jets roar into the sky, each armed with AGM-179 JAGM Joint Air-to-Ground missiles, engineered to demolish hardened targets like bunkers, radars, and munitions depots. The primary objective, a stockpile of Fateh 110 ballistic missiles hidden in the rugged mountains near Zahedan, a facility believed to house over 35 missiles, supported by Chinese and Russian technical expertise. The airstrike hits at 4:20, unleashing 9 deafening explosions that send black smoke billowing over 450 meters into the dawn sky. Munitions containers, transport vehicles, and 3 fire control stations are reduced to rubble, their remnants scattered across the desert landscape. At 0510, the destroyer USS Stout unleashes 10 Tomahawk missiles, targeting an underground IRGC command center near Keshem. With a range exceeding 1,500 kilometers, the Tomahawks are guided by real-time data from an RQ-4 Global Hawk drone, ensuring pinpoint accuracy. The blasts at Keshem are likened to a magnitude 7.2 earthquake, with tremors felt over 35 kilometers away. Mobile radar systems, 6 anti-ship missile launchers, and a secondary munitions depot are obliterated in a fiery maelstrom that lights up the pre-dawn sky. The U.S. offensive presses forward with unrelenting fury. At 0600 hours, an MQ-9 Reaper, operating from Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, detects a convoy of ballistic missile transport vehicles near Kerman. 5 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles are launched from the Reaper, incinerating the convoy in a 15-second explosion that illuminates the desert night. Concurrently, a B-1B Lancer, deployed from Diego Garcia, releases 6 JAS-SMER, Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff missiles, targeting a missile production facility in Shiraz, suspected to be the epicenter of Sayyad 4B development. The strikes in Shiraz produce a towering smoke column soaring 600 meters high, demolishing the facility's infrastructure, production lines, and critical equipment. The campaign escalates further. At 7:15 a.m., a second wave of F-35C jets from the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower targets a network of IRGC communication hubs near Bushehr, crippling Iran's ability to coordinate its air defenses. 8 AGM-158 JSSM missiles, launched from the jets, destroy 5 satellite uplink stations and a fiber optic relay center, plunging Iran's Southern Command network into chaos. By 0830, a squadron of FA-18E Super Hornets joins the fray, deploying CBU-105 cluster bombs to eliminate a convoy of mobile radar units fleeing toward Isfahan. The bombs, equipped with sensor-fused munitions, shred the vehicles with surgical precision, leaving a trail of twisted metal across the desert. At 0945, a U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon patrol aircraft, equipped with advanced SIGINT signals intelligence systems, detects encrypted IRGC communications emanating from a covert bunker near Bandar Abbas. Within minutes, 4 AGM-84H SLAM-ER missiles are launched from the destroyer USS Winston S. Churchill, penetrating the bunker's reinforced concrete and detonating inside. The explosion collapses the facility, severing a critical node in Iran's command and control network. At 1100 hours, a B-52H Stratofortress, operating from Al Udeid, delivers a final blow, launching 7 AGM-86C CALCM missiles to destroy a radar storage facility near Chabahar, suspected of housing components for Iran's next-generation air defenses. At 1230, an EA-18G Growler, equipped with advanced electronic warfare systems, conducts a suppression mission over southern Iran, jamming residual radar signals and disrupting IRGC communications. The Growler's ALQ-99 pods blanket the region with electronic noise, rendering surviving radar systems inoperable and sowing confusion among Iranian forces. By 1500 hours, after 12 hours of relentless strikes, the U.S. has executed over 65 precision attacks, annihilating 35 Fateh, 110 ballistic missiles, 7 Bavar, 373 launchers, 25 anti-ship cruise missiles, 15 radar systems, 18 transport vehicles, 10 command posts, 5 communication hubs, and 3 radar storage facilities. IRGC radio communications are silenced, and supply lines for Iran's missile program are severed. Surviving air defense units scatter, abandoning equipment to evade detection. Satellite imagery from Lockheed Martin paints a grim picture. Over 75% of Iran's southern air defense infrastructure lies in ruins, a testament to the U.S. military's unyielding might. This isn't merely a retaliation, it's a strategic manifesto from the United States. Any attack on American assets will trigger a reckoning of apocalyptic scale. The deployment of El Razm in a ground attack role marks a seismic shift, showcasing America's pivot to multi-role weaponry capable of anti-ship, interception, and land strike missions. This raises a critical question. Can Iran, bolstered by Russia, China, and North Korea, sustain its defiance against the U.S.? Or has this strike pushed the Middle East to the edge of a broader conflict? From a military perspective, this campaign exemplifies the U.S. military's unparalleled coordination across domains. The Navy's USS Minnesota delivers LRASMS, the USS Stout fires Tomahawks, and the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower deploys F-35Cs and FA-18Es. The Air Force leverages the B-2, B-1B, B-52H, MQ-9 Reaper, P-8 Poseidon, and EA-18G Growler for precision strikes and electronic warfare. The RQ-4 Global Hawk provides real-time targeting data, ensuring every strike lands with sub-meter accuracy. But the linchpin is President Donald Trump's resolute leadership. No prolonged deliberations, no diplomatic posturing, just a clear directive: strike back with overwhelming force, leaving no room for miscalculation. What do you think of America's lightning-fast response? Is this a necessary deterrent to restore order, or the spark that could ignite a new escalation? When Iran's missile arsenals are reduced to rubble in a single night, when the US unleashes stealth missiles, reconnaissance drones, and GPS guided weapons with pinpoint precision, is this a proportionate counterstrike or a warning shot to the powers backing Iran, Russia, China, and North Korea? Had the B 2 been hit, would the Gulf of Oman have become a graveyard of twisted metal? And if Iran doubles down, who will face America's wrath next? This incident raises a deeper issue. Is stealth technology still an unbreachable shield, or are advanced electronic warfare systems and next-generation radars rewriting the rules of aerial combat? Iran's Bavar 373, enhanced by Russian expertise and Chinese components, demonstrates that America's adversaries are closing the technological gap. The system's Mirage 4 radar, combined with networked sensors and satellite data, nearly succeeded in breaching the B-2's stealth cloak. Yet America's strength lies not only in its technology, but in its ability to orchestrate complex multi-domain operations with devastating speed. Has Iran unleashed a storm it cannot weather, or will it rally its allies for a bolder confrontation? The conflict may pause, but the message resonates. No one can strike American assets without facing retribution of unimaginable magnitude. The B-2 Spirit is more than an aircraft, it's a symbol of warfare's future, stealthy, intelligent, and indomitable. Under President Donald Trump's leadership, America's red lines are drawn in steel and defended with unrelenting resolve. In the 24 hours following the campaign, the Trump administration remains silent, letting the stark imagery of destruction speak volumes. A terse statement is released. The United States is not threatened. We act. This marks the fastest large-scale airstrike campaign since Operation Desert Storm, executed within 12 hours of the initial attack. Global analysts are left grappling with questions. Has this operation dismantled Iran's air defense network, or is it merely the opening salvo of a larger confrontation? From a military standpoint, this campaign underscores the U.S.'s multi-domain dominance. The Air Force's B-2, B-1B, B-52H, F-35C, F/A, 18E, MQ-9 Reaper, P-8 Poseidon, and EA-18G Growler deliver a symphony of annihilation. The Navy's submarines, destroyers, and carriers provide unmatched firepower. Electronic warfare systems and reconnaissance platforms like the RQ-4 Global Hawk ensure operational supremacy. But above all, Trump's decisiveness sets the tone. There's no room for hesitation, only action to crush any illusion of challenging American power. This is the U.S.'s greatest asset. When it strikes, it does so not just to win, but to deter future aggression. Consider this. When Iran's missile stockpiles are obliterated in a single night, when stealth missiles, drones, and precision-guided munitions strike with sub-meter accuracy, is this a balanced response or a deliberate signal to the powers behind Iran? Is this a standalone operation or the prelude to a prolonged Middle Eastern showdown? One truth stands firm. No force can target an American aircraft without facing catastrophic repercussions. With Donald Trump at the helm, America's red lines are non-negotiable, enforced with unwavering might. The broader implications of this clash ripple across the globe. Iran's reliance on Russian and Chinese technology highlights a growing axis of adversaries challenging Western dominance. The Bavar 373's near success against the B-2 suggests that stealth, once thought invincible, now faces credible threats from integrated air defense networks. Yet the U.S.'s ability to respond with overwhelming force coordinating submarines, carriers, jets, and drones in a 12-hour blitz, demonstrates a military machine without peer. Iran's gamble has exposed its vulnerabilities, but it also raises the stakes. Will Tehran back down, or will it rally its allies for a bolder confrontation? For military enthusiasts, this operation offers a masterclass in modern warfare. The LRASM's ground attack debut showcases the Pentagon's push toward versatile, multi-role weapons. The B-2's survival underlines the critical role of electronic countermeasures in countering advanced threats. The integration of real-time intelligence from RQ-4 Global Hawks and P-8 Poseidons highlights the U.S.'s unmatched situational awareness. The EA-18G Growler's electronic warfare mission demonstrates the growing importance of non-kinetic operations in modern combat. And the sheer speed of the response, 4 hours from attack to retaliation, sets a new benchmark for military agility. But the story doesn't end here. The destruction of Iran's southern air defenses has shifted the balance of power in the Middle East, at least temporarily. IRGC commanders, now reeling from the loss of critical infrastructure, face a stark choice: rebuild and risk further U.S. strikes, or retreat and lose face. Meanwhile, Russia and China, whose technology fueled Iran's boldness, must reassess their support. Has this operation deterred further provocations, or has it lit the fuse for a wider conflict? The Gulf of Oman remains a tinderbox of tension, and the world watches with bated breath. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth analysis on B-21 Raider. If you're captivated by the intricacies of geopolitics, the raw power of military technology, and the untold stories behind global battlefields, this is your channel.